Blackmagic Design just released a relatively minor but actually super important update to the ATEM Mini Pro and ISO. In this video, I'll walk through what's new and why it matters. Hi, I'm Aaron Parecki. So let's take a look at what's new in the Blackmagic ATEM 8.5.1 update. Blackmagic lists 4 changes, so we'll go through these one by one. First, they list improved input and monitor connectivity for all ATEM Mini models. Now, I've definitely had a problem in the past with connecting the HDMI output into some monitors. I've mentioned this in a few of my live streams in the past. The monitors I've had the best luck with are either large computer monitors like the one on my desk, or the small camera monitors like the 7-inch FeelWorld. I've tried a couple of different 11-inch monitors that are meant for Raspberry Pis, and most of those I've had problems with. So normally I run my ATEM Mini at 29.97 frames per second, and it seems that that frame rate doesn't work with some of these monitors. Well, I am very happy to report that this update is a huge improvement. I am now able to use the ATEM Mini with my 11-inch monitor that used to not work. This is super exciting because it means you get a whole bunch of new options for monitors to use, which is super handy when you're building portable rigs, for example. I'll leave a link to a few monitors which I like down below, which I know work with the ATEM Mini. Let's move on to the second point. ATEM Mini Pro and ATEM Mini Pro ISO now have non-volatile memory. This means that these two models now save the images in the media pool across reboots. This is super awesome. It's always been kind of weird that the ATEM Mini doesn't save images across reboots when the Television Studio and all the other models do. But the reason this is so useful is it means you can finally now take the ATEM Mini Pro on a gig and not have to turn on a computer to get it set up. So if you've got all of your macros created with your different scenes and your show automations and all that, you can now plug this in, connect an iPad with the Strata Macros app, and then you're ready to run a show without needing to turn on a computer at all. So to make this work, you'll want to make sure you record a bunch of macros and then load your graphics in the software control. Then go up to File, click Save Startup State, and then the next time it powers up, everything will come back just the way you left it, including the graphics in your media pool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is such a relief to finally have this feature, and it makes this so much more powerful using on the go. The only downside here is this feature was added to only the Pro and the ISO, not the original Mini. I'm guessing it's because the hardware for that just wasn't available in the Mini. And frankly, I'm surprised they were able to add this at all because it requires actual memory inside the device, which apparently had been there the whole time. But hey, at least we get it in the Pro and the ISO now, which are honestly more likely to be used as standalone devices anyway. By the way, this would be a great time to hit the thumbs up button if you are enjoying this video. All right, the third one is also a very welcome addition. Adjustable button brightness for all ATEM Mini models. It is hard to describe just how bright these LED buttons are normally. When you're using this on a set in a dark video booth, these LEDs are a super bright source of light. Kind of blinding, honestly. So thankfully, now you can go into the settings and make them a lot dimmer. So to adjust this, you want to open the ATEM Setup app, not the Software Control app. Scroll down under Panel Settings here, and then you'll see at the bottom, Button Brightness. I like to leave mine around 20%, which is plenty bright enough to see which one is selected, but not so bright that they are a huge light source in the room. Thankfully, this setting is also saved across reboots. Last in the list is General Performance and Stability Updates. This is basically software engineer speak for some stuff was broken and we fixed it. Usually things that are either too small to be worth mentioning or too embarrassing to mention. It might be things that only happen to like 1% of people or crashes that were triggered in super specific scenarios. So if you've had any sort of weird experiences that you didn't get a good explanation for, try installing this update and see if it fixes that. I'll wrap up with a quick walkthrough of how to install the software update. First, head to blackmagicdesign.com and then click on Support. Scroll down to the list of products and click on ATEM Live Production Switchers. It's going to look like nothing happened. Blackmagic, when are you going to fix this? But scroll down a little farther, and this list will now include only things relevant to the ATEM switchers. Look for one called ATEM Switchers 8.5.1 Update and download the right one for your platform. Once you install that, open the ATEM Setup app, then click this button here, and it should pop up a notice that an update is available. It takes just a minute or two, and the device will reboot, and then you are updated and you're all set. So that's it for this video. I would love to hear in the comments if this update has helped you out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.